to my channel, English Competencies with Hafsa. If you are new here, my name is Hafsa Hajbunwar. I'm an educator, trainer, and content creator, and I love helping teachers to teach English effectively. So, in today's video, we are talking about project-based learning, a topic that I have recently presented in an online conference with Edu Leaders Awards, but I would love to thank them for inviting me to take part in this international summit. So, as I have received a lot of positive feedback concerning my presentation, I've decided to share it in the form of a YouTube video so that everyone can take advantage of it, especially the ones who couldn't join me at the time of the event. So the first question that comes to every teacher's mind is, what is project-based learning? Well, project-based learning, or PBL, is mainly defined as a teaching method in which students gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. In other words, what does that mean? It means that project-based learning is a framework of teaching and learning where students acquire content, knowledge, and skills by answering challenging questions and solving dilemmatic problems simply throughout doing projects. Today, we are living in a world of projects, studies-related projects, job-related projects, home improvement projects, or even planning for your own wedding. It's a project that we need to actively involve our students in this process of making projects, this process of solving problems in order to deepen their knowledge and provide them with the skills they need to become lifelong learners. In order to apply PBL effectively, we need to go through some steps. Primarily, your project topic must have a significant content. Your content should not be only related to the curriculum to start your unit goals, but it should also be useful and interesting to your learners. As teachers, we're not only giving birth to successful students who get excellent grades in English, we're giving birth to lifelong learners. We're giving birth to future entrepreneurs, future leaders, most importantly. Also, it should have a need to know. The question or the topic of our project shouldn't be about something our students already know. It should be about something they are curious to discover and know about throughout research. Also, it must have a driving question, which I may personally find as the heart of the whole project. The question of your project should be challenging and purposeful. Primarily, it should be provocative to enable your students to challenge themselves before challenging the other teams. It should be open-ended to enable them to discover the topic from different perspectives. Also, it should be complex to enable them to work hard, be innovative, and research well to have that final result that they are looking forward to reach. And of course, relevant to the theme of the unit to enable them to use the resources they are and the outcomes they are learning throughout the whole project. Also, it must have students' voice and choice, which I may find it crucial, as it enables our students to learn the best way they would love to learn, okay? Every student has his own abilities, all right? And each one learns in a way which is different from another student. So they are going to make the project the best way they would love to learn, using their own voice and choice. They have all the choice to do it the way they would love to do it. Idea number 6 is inquiry and innovation. our students are going to inquire and research about the topic of the project. This research can be given or made through books, blogs, websites, articles, newspapers, magazines, etc., etc. So they are going to collect information and select the most suitable and interesting resources for that project. These resources are going to enable them to see the topic from different angles, which may lead them to ask new questions that might have different new answers, which of course will enable them to be innovative. Number 7 is feedback and revision. Feedback is of course important to improve the quality of the work. As members of the group, we're going to meet and have some check-in sessions with each other in which we are going to provide feedback for each other's and select the most important resources before documenting them together. Of course, they also need to meet with the teacher to provide them with some hints to guide them and facilitate the work they may be doubting about, to give them some sign and kind of confidence and to revise themselves and their content. After all these steps, it comes a day where students are going to present their own projects, alright? So you can do it primarily in a room which is different from their ordinary classroom to make them feel the difference. They've made an achievement and they deserve to make it, for example, in an amphitheater or in a room, presentation room if you have one in your school. Also, you can have an audience, primarily their classmates, in order to interact and take advantage from the work which is given and presented in front of them. Of course, you can invite your peers, English teachers in your school, and if you want, even you can invite their parents if you want to go to the extra mile and make them see their children presenting a project, alright? They should be definitely proud of what they have reached so far. Now we come to discover a teacher's role in PBL. In PBL, we are no more the knowledge holders, but we are rather facilitators. All we have to do is to provide our students with the plan of their project, with the topic, and divide them into groups, alright? We shouldn't let them divide themselves by themselves or select with whom they prefer to work at all. We know our students' levels and abilities, and there should be like a kind of equilibrium between the levels of all the groups. There are quick learners or fast learners and slow learners. So if you have a group of 4, 2 fast learners and 2 slow learners in each group, so that you enable everyone to take part in the project and work together, collaborate with each other. And of course, all we have to do is to have some check-in sessions with our students, with each group, to know what they have reached so far and how you can guide them or direct them indirectly to improve the quality of their work. As for students, there must be primarily a leader in every group. The leader is the responsible about organizing and dividing roles within the group itself, alright? He is the responsible about making decisions. So he is a timekeeper, right? And the leader is going to divide the work and having an agenda for when to start, when to finish each point, and when to give the project for the teacher. We must also have a documentarian. Alright, the documentarian is responsible for collecting, alright, information from the researchers, which we are going to reach after the documentarian. Writing drafts, when we are sitting with the teacher and having feedback from him, he is going to write and take notes in order to include them within the project itself. And of course, he's responsible about choosing which technology they are going to include within the project and to implement it in order to present the final work. Finally, we reach the researchers with the final S. It can be 1, 2, or 3. It depends on the number of your students. The researchers are the ones responsible for searching about the information throughout reading books, reading websites, articles, and bringing different resources so that to collect them together and present them to the documentarian in order to select the most appropriate for their project all together. After going through all these steps, we need to know the importance of PBL. Why should I implement it in my classroom? Primarily because it promotes lifelong learning, right? Throughout project-based learning, we're activating our students' ongoing, voluntary, self-motivated pursuit of knowledge. They are no more dependent on the teacher, but rather independent. They are going to search for the information wherever they might find it, not only inside, but inside and outside the classroom. Also, it supports different learning styles. We know that we have different students who have different learning styles. Each one learns differently. We have visual learners, auditory learners, and kinesthetic learners. And each one is going to put his touch, his own personal touch in this project. Also, it encourages intrinsic rewards, that internal sense and feeling of successful achievement by the end of the project. They've done something in English that they have to be proud of course. If I did it today, I can study well and speak English perfectly tomorrow. Also, it allows the use of technology in the classroom. Our students will have an opportunity to make use of technology, of things they are good at, to learn English throughout using different technological tools that I will show you later. And of course, it develops 21st century competencies. What are these competencies? Primarily, I'm going to develop collaboration. My students are going to collaborate with each others, right? And to share the ideas together, sit on one table. Everyone is going to bring his ideas. Your idea, my idea, our ideas are going to form the project. And this will primarily enhance their accountability. They're going to count on each other because everyone is responsible for a headline, for instance, and they are going to solve a problem together through asking appropriate questions, asking for causes, for consequences, and providing solutions most importantly. Also, they are going to enhance their creativity and innovation. They have an idea and they are going to develop this idea by themselves throughout research, which is going to direct them to be innovative and to create something new by themselves that as teachers would be definitely proud of. Maybe we wouldn't have even imagined that our students would come up with such a final result. Also, it would enhance our students' communication. They are going to communicate with each other, with other members of the group, with the team they are working with. And also, it would enhance their communication with the other groups by the end of the project, because they are going to have some questions and critiques and problems that they need to answer and solve by the end of the project. And also, they are going to communicate with the teacher. They are going to sit together, select who is going to present the idea, what to present, and how to present it most importantly. In a clear way, of course. By the end, we will also encourage them to develop their critical thinking, the sense of asking appropriate questions in order to understand the logical order between ideas. So here I would love to share with you some useful ideas for PBL. Primarily, for example, we have created a poster. For example, I have this poster for my second year learners between my hands. As you see, they've made a drawing, a quote, a title, some signs. They have selected the most important information to be presented in this poster. We have a PowerPoint presentation like this one that they are going to present in the form of a data show, a pamphlet or a brochure. For example, I have this one, a holiday brochure made by my third year learners in the second unit of Advertising, Consumers and Safety. Or making a handmade craft, as you see, a dove made by my second year learners. So they're going to explain what they have made, how they have made it, and why did they make it most importantly. Making a booklet, I have this one from my first year learners. You see information presented in the form of a small book, right? And here the name of the members of the group. And making an experiment, as you see, they've made it in the classroom. They've brought all the tools and resources they needed, and they've made it in front of their classmates. Also, they can create a photo album, a set of photos which they have taken or selected from the internet, from Google, no problem, with a headline under each photo, following the chronological order for pictures of photos, of course, and they're going to present them in front of the audience. Here we have a video made by my third year learners in the second unit of Advertising, Consumers and Safety. They have to search for something safe and present it in the form of an audiovisual advertisement that can be made on TV. For example, here they have selected some skincare product that they have made by themselves, which is safe and secure for our skin. So you see the work which is collected and engaged together to form this video. I'm going to make just some fragments to see how they did it. As far as PBL is concerned, within the Algerian context, I see that we have projects by the end of the units. The problem is not in the project itself, but in the implementation and adaptation of the project. As teachers, we had to better give projects by the beginning of the unit, not by the end of the unit. And it is something advantageous that we shouldn't neglect. I see some teachers that they neglect projects because they are a waste of time. At all, they are the learning process, but by itself, okay? It is the whole unit that our students are going to involve and engage, incorporate all what they have learned in this fundamental process of learning. also we should adapt it, okay, to meet the needs and interests of our learners. So by the end of this video, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have enjoyed this video and it was worth sharing with you. If you like what I do, please share it with your network so that everyone can take advantage of it. And that's all for today. See you on my next video.